great to meet you. I'm looking forward to getting into folk traffic and your life and music. So thank you.
Oh, thank you to spend some time in listening to it and to give me this opportunity.
Yes, sir. So let's begin with 5 years ago, COVID was happening.
Okay.
So many things were changing. I know in
Yeah.
Italy was an epicenter in the beginning. How did you get through that time period, and how has it affected the music you make and the things you do today?
Very interesting question. Um, it was a bittersweet, of course, with all the respect for the tragedy. It was um, a meeting of things very sad and things that made make myself think about on music and on how it's important for jazz and all the improvised music to get in contact with people. It was a very important time of self growth and trying to get out of the the sad moments through planning for the future. So I kept myself very active, keeping on studying and keeping on researching about composing and listening. And when it was very hard to do it, because if you can not play with other people, it gets very sad and very bitter. So you go out, you try to go out some habits and start to listening to things that you didn't really get in contact with. So it was a moment to rebuild and to try to understand. No, we're all in this strange kind of pause. So the thing that you can do is to okay, all is said, we don't know how to get out of this, or you can think about it like it's okay, it's sad, it's a tragedy, but we are all in a strange kind of time stop. So let leave this time stop and start to listening, composing, reflecting, meditating, and the only very important and beautiful thing about that is that I started to really appreciate the very deep importance of it. Because when you are in the hustle, you are in the, oh, let's play, let's record, let's do this and do that. All is in the stream, you know. But when you have the occasion to do a sort of exam to yourself and to your motivation, and you say, okay, I am very deeply connected with this thing because I need other people. I need to interact. I'm not enough.
Yeah.
I'm not enough. So the things start to grow, and the importance of the thing start to shine.
Yeah. So this is your debut with your ensemble. Talk to me about how good it feels to have this album out.
You are talking about full traffic
Yes,
or
folk track. Yeah.
the first one?
Yeah. No, this one here, this album.
Okay, so this is my third album, and it's the first one I did was very jazz oriented, and somehow very slowly I started to perform and to think about music in a different way, and then came this occasion to get in contact with so many musicians in Portugal because I won an artistic residency in there, and there I recorded my second record that is slightly different from the first one. And this third, I think it's the top of a sort of transformation, because I started to think about some of my of my biggest influence in a new way. So much, this album speaks so much about Paul Motion and Charlie Hayden, but from a different perspective. And so it started to be as connected with my references, but at the same time very new, like very authentic to me.
What are you hoping the listener gets from this album?
I think that the first thing is a quite surprise, because the idioms are a little new. There's something about the jazz in the ACM vibe, but then we get out of it very, very fast. There's something that recalls about contemporary music for chambers ensembles, but then you get out of it very, very, very fast. So I want to get the listener to my world, that is a very ever-changing world, because I like so many genres of music, but I try to speak about them in a very acoustic way, very natural way. Yeah, I think that's this kind of thing, to reimagine all of those words in a unique and very personal way.
So how did this journey into the jazz begin for you? How did it start and evolve into your career today?
Oh, I started with electric bass very young, but I was very, very involved in prog rock stuff, prog metal stuff. And then a friend of mine made me listen the Live in Tokyo from the Keith Jarrett Trio. And I think that a couple of months later than I was buying my first double bass.
Yeah.
So it got very fast from that moment.
Yeah.
I got it into Siena Jazz. That is a very important academy in Europe. And I attended there the bachelor and the master degree. I studied with Joe Sanders there, with Greg Hutchinson, with so many great musicians. I attended a very, very intense summer programs where you meet so many musicians from USA. Ben Street was there. Aaron Parks was there. So many. And then now I teach there. I am one of the teachers there. And now I'm working on classical stuff, because I think it's something that I miss very much.
Yeah.
I don't have a classical preparation, but I'm working on that, because now I feel it in my writing, the need to get very deep into that kind of expression.
What was the first live jazz show you saw that blew you away or made you think that's what you want to do with your life?
Yeah. I remember that very clearly. It was the tour from Directions in Music, Roy Hargrove, Herbie Hancock, Michael Brecker. The rhythm section was not the one on the album. I think it was Josh Mraz on bass and Willie Jones III on drums.
Yeah.
And I recall it, and I remember very clearly that I was blown away, and I said to me, I want to do it for the rest of my life. That's what I want.
Yeah.
But it's super clear the
Yeah.
moment. Then I remember that. I don't know if you remember very well the album,
Yeah,
but on they started the set as the album starts with the Sorcerer, and the first 4 seconds I was in the sky.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
This one and another one was the I think was one of the last European tour from the Quartet West of Charlie Eden, and I am a very big fan of Charlie, and I saw him 3 or 4 times. That was the first time I saw him, and I was waiting for him outside of the theater, and I was, the first in the line to greet him and to say hi to him, and he opens the door. I saw him and I started crying
Wow.
immediately.
Yeah,
And he said to me, "No, boy, no, boy, it's okay, it's okay." And so I'm quite ashamed about it, but I think it's very, very, it's a super nice thing to recall.
absolutely. So let me ask you this. What do you like the best about being a professional musician? What gets you up every day? What is that for you?
Oh, nice question. I think that two two things on the same category. I love this. I don't think it's a job, but for the easy of the talking, we call it a job. No, um, you are forced to try to understand you and the people uh, very close to you, but you have to understand them very, very, very deeply, as you have to understand yourself very, very deeply. It's not like, oh, I like this and that and blah blah blah. It's like, why you like this? Are you liking this because of that, or it's something very profound with you and it resonates with you? And the same thing, it's mandatory for playing in a different level, in a totally different level with the people in your band. And this thing in this band of folk traffic, to me, it's super clear because we lived together for 3 years, and we are more than friends because we are, something like friends that are trying to express themselves, and we understand the journey of the other. So it's something a little beyond of that.
Yeah.
So I know exactly what Francesco is searching now on the instrument, in the music, in the people, and blah blah blah. And I know the same thing from Ruggero, the same thing from Andrea, and I hope that that's the same for them to me. And I think this is the most beautiful thing in this music. You are forced to think about you in a totally different way, and you are forced to think about the people around you in a totally different way.
So why do you love this art form we call jazz?
Uh, I think that we can split the question in two, because to me, it's very, very important the improvisation music thing. So when we play improvised music, we are connected to two things very important that are where and when, because we are in this spot, in this time. And no other things, no other thing is it's so important than those two. I don't know if it sounds familiar with you, or it's so much, it's so important to be there in the moment and playing the exact thing that you want to say in that moment, in that spot. In the incredible basket of genres you find of that use improvisation techniques. You have jazz, that is a cultural movement, is a beautiful story of musician, of trying to build new expressive tools in a very intense context. So it's the two of
Yeah.
them, the
Yeah.
improvisation thing, and the cultural thing of jazz.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to pick up a copy of Traffic, or if they want to catch you live, any of the good
Mhm.
business, where can they go?
Or they can search me in the social medias. I am on Instagram and on Facebook. I have a website. My CDs are in the in. I will upgrade the Bandcamp page too, and they are on the major editorial sites for the shops of CDs. And in a couple of weeks, we will have the vinyl too.
Okay. Wonderful. I will put the links in the show notes. Pietros, thank you
Okay.
so much for reaching out to the show.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate